what we try to do with this, is try to help everybody keep up with what's going on in our world, of course, and how it affects everybody.
Yeah.
Because it's just really, I mean, everything affects everybody some way.
Oh,
And
definitely.
As this world changes,
yeah. I mean, we all eat, we all breathe, we all, we do all that, and I mean, so how could, anybody, yeah, I got it right here. Sorry. Anyway, everything, like, if you breathe, this all affects you. I mean,
yes.
you have to eat, you have to breathe, you have to pay bills, it's
Exactly.
the American way, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
So
can't wait for that, right?
Yeah, we better get back to our coffee club sponsors. We kind of got carried away here this morning.
Yes.
So, coffee club sponsors: Middleview Healthcare, Walmart, Salem Crossing, Hoosier Uplands, Mindy Black of Dr. Black's Eye Associates, Fox Burley Wealth Management, and of course, Celebrity Home Loans. NMLS number for the company is 227-765. We're an equal housing lender. You can go to the NMLS consumeraccess.org website and look that up. So, good morning.
Look at that. Good morning. All right, and what a great morning. Best day ever. We're on to the 8th day of September. Today is International Literacy Day.
International Literacy.
Yeah, and I love all the help for anyone that's an adult and maybe, for some reason, had trouble maybe reading. And I love now there's so many great avenues, there's so much great help.
There is. There's no reason not to.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter your age.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. And life could have gotten your way. Life could have happened. Something came up, and for whatever reason, you didn't get to do that. And I think it's to learn how to read, and I think it's a good thing.
That and just learn more all the time. I think it's fun learning all the time.
Yeah, never stop.
And right now with everything that's going on, you want to make more income. Go back to school, learn something
Absolutely.
new. Use it to your advantage to get a better job or whatever.
Yeah.
Or get a promotion where you work because you know more.
Yeah.
You have more capability.
Absolutely. That's something, my parents were big in education, and I think that's something they really drilled in me, and I think that's important.
It is.
No matter what age you are. Always,
it doesn't matter what it is. I used to, in high school, I hated history. History is my worst subject. In middle school, hated with a passion. And teachers, man, they were on my case all the time. But anymore, hey, History Channel is one of my favorites. So I went from one extreme to the other.
Yeah, and a good teacher, on your case is not a bad thing.
No,
that's exactly what they're doing.
Job.
They're trying to make sure that because they care, and that's awesome.
Yeah, and that's sometimes they care more than you do at that age.
Isn't it true?
It's
so true.
It is, but,
Hey,
their heart's in it. That's a lot of dedication, a lot of heart.
Yeah, and then as you get older, and the light bulb goes off, and you're like, oh wow, I love this. Just like with the history,
Exactly.
It's like, okay, I do love this. And really, to be honest, when you start finding out history of things start making sense. It's just cool.
Well, they do too, and just like right now with inflation and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll hear me a lot of times. We talk about going back, back in the late 70s, early 80s. This recession is going to be similar to that one. So there's history playing back. If you knew your history and understood what happened back then, or if you lived it, like I did, I lived it. I'm old enough. I lived that time. Mm-hmm. So I can relate to what's going on now, and it takes a lot of the fear out of it.
Well, that's what I was going to say. We made it through it. You know what I mean? Yeah. We made it through
it. We made it, and we made several more since then.
Yeah,
so
right. I think that's always good, and I hope that's a good encouragement and also just a good positive. I like that. National Actors Day. Who's one of your favorite actors or actresses, or who do you like? I guess.
Man, there's a lot of good ones. I wish old John Wayne was still around because man, he had some great movies back in the day. Clint Eastwood. Mean, even some of his newer ones. They're 90 years old. The man's 90 years old and still doing movies.
Fantastic. I know.
Some of them big old characters, like that. I loved all of them. I love a lot of them. In fact, I love movies too much.
I do too. No, and it shows here on the photo of National Actors Day. It shows Lucille Ball. Wasn't she fantastic?
Oh man,
she was like.
She was a riot. I can remember watching them old Lucille Ball shows and reruns for years. Yeah. They were funny. That was good hard comedy.
Yeah, it'd be hard for me to pick just one too. I like them. I like so many. Yeah, and it just depends. Whichever's in front of me, I like the best. I guess.
At the moment, yes.
Yeah. Let's see here. National Date Nut Bread Day. Do you like date nut bread?
Date Sometimes
I think it's like a date. Well, I mean, it's like a.
I probably would. I do like, banana nut bread.
Yeah, I think so. I would have to,
bread.
yeah.
I do all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I probably do.
I don't think I can't think of, like, actually having that, but I'm sure I've had it somewhere.
I'm sure.
And it sounds good.
It sounds
and did we not just talk before the program, you put a big dollop of butter on bread and have mercy, right?
Throw it in the microwave and put a little heat to it, let it
It's
soak
warm.
in. Oh, yeah, warm.
I mean, does that not just tell you that God loves
Calories.
you? I mean,
Calories.
well, I don't be talking about, I'm trying to go, does that not just say God loves you? I mean,
Yes,
is that
it
not
does.
a warm hug?
Yes.
I mean, it's like
Absolutely.
a big
I hadn't
warm
thought of
hug.
it that way, but yes.
Oh,
really
yeah,
is.
I mean, that just right there says all is good.
All
is good in the world.
All is good in the world.
National Pledge of Allegiance Day, I love that.
Oh, awesome.
And I love that our children learn that in school, and I learn it at home, and I love that, they learn it in preschool these days. And I love
Do they?
that.
Do they?
Yeah,
actually?
they do. Yes, they do.
Awesome. With all the
And,
changes, I wasn't
I've
sure.
got little ones that can do it, and I love that. And I tell you what, when you hear those being said by little ones,
Oh, that's great. Gives you tingles.
it does, absolutely. Pardon Day, okay. All right. Pediatric Nurse Day, hats off to all of them and all that they do. And this is also Star Trek Day. And
Star Trek?
Yeah, so if you wear a red shirt, that means usually that you're going to be got in the movie. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah.
I never got to
If
see
you see
that.
somebody wearing a red shirt in Star Trek, they're usually their end is near.
Their end is near.
So don't wear a red shirt if you're going to be a part of Star Trek. But anyway, Star Trek is a lot of fun, and it's a fun day, and I'm sure there's a lot of people dressing up today as Star Trek. So, all right, at school though, I do want to say today is Top Gun Day, and a lot of kids are wearing the red, white, and blue, which I love that. So that's cool. So. Of course, you have a lot of Maverick Gooses and Icemen and all of that out there. So they're having a lot of fun because this is Spirit Week, gearing up, getting ready to homecoming this weekend. We'll talk about that in just a minute. This is also Virgin Mary Day, World Physical Therapy Day. Yeah. Have you ever had physical therapy?
Oh, yeah. I do every once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a bad back, so
Yeah.
Physical therapy, get it worked out, yes.
Yeah. Ooh, Dennis, we said this yesterday. This week is National Waffle Week.
Oh my gosh, get the syrup out. Let's
Get
eat
the
the
syrup.
butter.
Let's
Hey,
eat there's our
get it
butter.
mixed up. Hey, this
Yeah.
is good as pancakes.
Yeah, there you go.
Throw little eggs on there, a little sausage.
Ooh, yeah. This is actually Better Breakfast Month. Do you eat a good breakfast, Dennis?
On weekends.
Okay.
Well, and I eat good cereal through the week, like, Wheaties, stuff
Uh-huh.
like that. Yeah.
It's the breakfast of
Weekends,
champions.
absolutely. But
Do you-
weekends,
do you
bacon,
say-
eggs,
I'm
cheese.
just laughing before you go to the celebrity home loans. You have a big bowl of Wheaties, knowing it's the breakfast of champions.
Breakfast
I'm
of
ready to
champions.
get in there to work. Celebrity home loans, here I come. Right?
Here we go.
That's right. Full throttle. I
Full
love
throttle.
that. And so weekends, do you cook, or does your wife cook the big breakfast?
She usually does.
And what's a big breakfast?
Bacon, eggs, toast.
Yeah.
Sometimes office French toast.
Ooh.
Sometimes pancakes. Sometimes sausage.
Yum. A little bit of everything, right?
If I had hash browns the night before and there's some left over, that would throw that in with a mix. So
Yeah, there you go.
a little bit of everything. It's good breakfast.
All right, well, this is also Cable TV Month, Better Breakfast Month, Child Passenger Safety Month. Good time to remind everybody how to be safe in the car with
Keep
your...
everybody strapped in.
Absolutely. Friendship Month, love that. And let's see here, Little League Month. Oh, National Blueberry Popsicle Month.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know they had blueberry popsicle.
I don't know that. I didn't know that either. Where are they
That'd be good.
getting these? Well, it sounds delicious. National Chicken Month. National Food Safety Month. So those are just a few. Honey Month. Do you eat honey?
Oh yeah.
It's good for
Not
you.
as often as I should.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like honey. Good honey.
Yeah.
And you take honey and mix it in with some peanut butter, spread it on some crackers. Oh my gosh. I'm getting hungry and I just had
Dennis, we have
breakfast.
talked a lot about food today, for sure. Okay. All right, let's see here. I want to kind of go over football. We have big football this week. Salem will be playing Brownstown. It's homecoming for Salem, and it's always a big game.
That'd be a good game. That'd be a good game.
Brownstown's always tough.
They
So
always are. For little school.
they are.
Yeah, and it's amazing, our little community schools, how tough they really are.
They really are. Yeah.
They really,
yeah.
and it doesn't matter. I mean, they're everybody.
Yeah.
I grew up from a small community too, so
Yeah. I always say at Brownstown, you know, when you have a baby in Brownstown, instead of like a pacifier, they give you a football. Convinced.
Football shape pacifier.
Yeah. No pacifier. Here's your football. You know what I mean? I'm just convinced of that. And anyway, but Salem has been very competitive, and so we'll see how it goes. I mean, you know, that's why they call it a game.
Exactly.
I mean, I love that, and it's going to be a great time for sure. So.
And you know, and just a little funny story. So I grew up in Shelby County, Indiana, not Kentucky, and graduated from Morristown High School. So Shelbyville High School is SHS.
Oh, that's fun.
And when I moved down here to Salem 20 years ago, I would read the paper, and it's like, oh, a story about Shelbyville. No, it's Salem High School.
Salem High School.
SHS.
SHS.
You know, and it took me a long time when I glanced at the paper not to automatically think of my hometown.
Oh.
So,
yeah,
but,
something's never changed.
Small community again.
Yeah.
Grew up in a small community, love it, and the community, you know, the local small community high schools competition is just as tough down here as it is up there.
Oh, absolutely.
And, yeah.
And the cool thing about it is, like, on the field, on the court, on the, you know, whatever they're doing, whatever they're competing in, you know, I mean,
it's good competition.
They are very competitive, and you know, on that. But then, boy, when it comes to like if somebody needs help,
they're all there to help.
Oh, absolutely. And I love that. You know, I mean, on when it's a game or something, it's, you know, it's the competitive. You know, I mean, but boy, whenever it's like needing help, everybody's there to help. Pitches in. I love that, and I think right here in the Kentuckiana area, everybody's fantastic on that. Yeah, I think we all help each other out. So, yeah, I think we're very strong networking. Yeah,
yes.
So I love that.
State of Indiana is.
Yeah, I think so.
Particularly when you get out of the big cities.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, and there's a lot of, you know, even a lot of other states. So we do a lot of traveling, and this seems to be a very common denominator in the Midwest. You get out of the big towns, you get out, country's country.
Yeah.
Country's country. You cannot change it.
Yeah. And I think we are very caring about each other.
You know, the old saying, you can take the boy out of the country, but you can't take the country out of the boy.
There you go. Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. So we have Salem playing Brownstown. Eastern, they got a big win last week, and they are on fire. They're going to be playing Silver Creek. So
that'd be a tough game too.
It will be a tough game.
Silver Creek, I think, is a little bit bigger school.
Yeah, they're going to be very competitive. And West Washington will be at Springs Valley, so that's going to be an exciting game too. And Senators are undefeated right now, so that's pretty cool for them. Yeah, so we'll see what happens, and hopefully that streak will keep on. Let's see here. We have IU. IU got the win this past weekend. It was a kind of a, some people say, sloppy win, but a win's a win.
Win's a win.
Dennis, you know what I'm saying? A win's a win.
As long as it's fair, it's a win.
It was fair, yeah. And so IU will be playing Idaho this Saturday at 8 p.m. Indiana State will be at Purdue at 4 p.m., so that's good. And Purdue had a rough game last Thursday night. It was kind of sad. Colts will be at playing the Texans Sunday at 1, so we got it all covered. So you got high school, college, and then the NFL. So so
it's all rocking and rolling.
That's right. Let's go full throttle.
Again of the year. Yep.
Are you ready for some football? Yeah, I love football. I love football. All right, so it's going to be exciting for sure, so tune in on that. Also, let's see here. Want to remind everybody the Campbellsburg Festival is going on this weekend. And also, want to remind you, too, don't forget McDonald's wants you to book your birthday party with them. Contact Renee Lewis for birthdays. And they also have got some other stuff that's back they're going to be doing, which is very exciting. And Renee said, please announce this on Coffee Club, and I sure will. As soon as I find it, it's right here. I'm going to pull that up, and let's see here. Come on. There we go. Okay. She said that they are actually. Well, hang on. One more try here. Some people send me things on messages, and some people do the. What am I trying to say? Facebook, and it was on Facebook that she sent me that. So let me get. Yeah, I know. So there's many ways that you can message. Okay, let's see here. To let you know that Salem McDonald's has started Senior Tuesdays every Tuesday. So this is cool. They did it.
What do they do for Senior Tuesday?
Well, seniors receive 25% discount off their purchase.
Wow.
Yeah, this is good, and this is not It's not valid with any other offer, and it's only between 2 and 5. So anybody that wants to go in, it's kind of like I'm going to use the word happy hour from 2 to 5 if you're a senior on Tuesdays. So that's the time to go get all those good Big Macs.
That's a good time. Yeah.
I could eat a Big Mac anywhere between 2 and 5. You know? Yeah.
Yeah.
I could do a Big Mac. Anyway, or don't forget all of the. Then I had a daughter that got the pumpkin spice the other day, latte. So those are back.
Size, my wife likes them.
Yeah, so those are going full throttle, and don't forget from their they still have their slushies and their ice cream. Yeah, all good. So again, in the food, you know what I mean. Let's see here. Some things, real quick, Dennis, and then we're going to talk shop about celebrity home loans. But this was different, and it came up on my information this morning. 4 things you obviously can't take from hotel rooms.
4 things you can't take from hotel rooms.
Yeah, for
furniture.
anybody. Yeah. Okay. Furniture. Yeah. Walk down with a chair.
Chair. Yeah. I'm checking this one out.
Yeah. 4 things you obviously can't take from a hotel room. Number 1. The sheets off the bed. They'll charge you for them, and you can't take the pillows and towels either.
Right.
Yeah.
They'll charge you for those. Yeah.
And I think that's.
They're not freebies. They don't come together.
No. And not only for if people start doing that, then they're going to start charging more for your hotel stay. So you don't want to do that. You don't want to drive that price. We just talked about driving prices. Right?
Yeah. You don't need to. They're high enough. Everything's high enough as it is.
Yeah. Number 2, electronics like alarm clocks, universal remotes, and complimentary phone chargers. Really nice places sometimes have iPads you can use, but believe it or not, you can't take those either.
Nope.
So.
Why would you think you could?
I don't know.
It's amazing what people will take.
I know. I mean, I wonder, is that going to be? Is that something that they're going to have to, whenever you check in, hand you things you cannot take? I mean, we should know that.
We should know.
We should know that.
We should know that.
These are things we know. Wooden hangers from the closet. They aren't complimentary, but they're stolen enough that some places have an anti-theft hanger now.
Oh my gosh.
That's who's doing this? Stop it. Number 4, the bathrobes. But some hotels have flimsy ones, one-time use robes, which you can take. But most of them have you don't want to take the bathrobes, the wooden hangers, electronics, or the sheets off your bed.
Right. If you want them to be honest, just go down to the desk and say, hey, I'd like to buy some of these. Can I have?
Absolutely. Now, usually, a lot of times that's good. A lot of times they have them for sale if you really need one and you really like it that well. You know what I mean? So, all right. Also, Dennis, tonight the NFL season starts tonight.
Good.
And who is America's favorite team? Who do you think?
Oh, America's favorite team this year? They haven't even started yet. No, I don't know. What are they saying?
Okay, according to a poll of 1,000 adults, it's the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, they're just probably famous. Well, they've been around forever, and they've always done really good Super Bowls for a long time.
Yeah, but it seems like they've had some bad.
But the Patriots have been awful strong in the last 20 years.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, when you look at the last 20 years.
Right.
So.
The Chicago Bears were a close second.
Okay.
People just like to say the Bears.
The Bears.
The
Bears.
The Bears.
And they're close.
The Green Bay Packers and the
good.
Pittsburgh Steelers tied for 3rd. Then the San Francisco 49ers. And then the New York Giants.
They're all tough teams.
The Brady factor didn't help the Tampa Bay Buccaneers get higher than 3%, which ranked them lower than Brady's old team, the New England Patriots. They got 4%, so they were a little bit higher. Bringing up the rear was the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Tennessee Titans, who got 0.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Other polls: 21% of Americans say that they're very interested. 18% say they're somewhat interested. 19% said a little bit interested. 43% said they're not interested at all in NFL. It hit some. It took a drop. Remember?
Well, the news.
Yeah.
There's
We won't controversy. Go there. Yeah. There's controversy. 42% of Americans say they'll watch the games this season. 45% said they won't. The remaining 13% of us aren't sure. 10% are attending the game this season, while 77% don't. Okay, there we go. Now you know about the NFL. So, I don't know. Maybe some people, I don't know. I think I think when they
when they started protesting and
Yeah.
denouncing the flag, then
Yeah, I
that
think
really, yeah.
I think
I'm
that
sorry.
took some dents. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. Yeah. One more thing, Cup of Noodles is selling, the cup of noodles, like the instant cup of noodles.
Yes.
Just add water, cup of noodles.
Yeah.
They're selling pumpkin spice noodles.
Pumpkin spice
Uh-huh.
noodles.
It's a Walmart exclusive, and it'll hit the shelves in October. So watch for it in October. But the cup of noodles is selling pumpkin spice noodles
Wow.
again.
Never had that.
I've never either. I don't know. I'm kind of anxious to try it though. I'll
Yeah, I'd
try
be
it.
interested in trying it.
I like the cup of noodles. Do you?
Oh yeah, we eat it quite a bit.
Well, they're cheap and they're quick and easy.
Quick and easy, particularly when the wintertime, when it's cold and all.
Yes.
You've been out.
Yep.
Outside doing stuff and come in, and it's an easy, quick lunch.
Yeah,
That and a
and
grilled cheese.
oh, have mercy, grilled cheese. Yes, yes. Okay, one more thing. This is kind of cool. The 10 worst traits your boss can have.
The 10 worst traits your boss can have.
Okay, so for anybody in an office right now that's working,
They're talking about me now, so go ahead. What are my 10 worst traits,
I'm
Becky?
waiting for Camissa and Autumn to start texting. No, I'm just kidding.
Let's just say, see Dennis.
See, Dennis. Okay, number 1, they don't listen to you.
Well, why should they? They're the boss.
Okay. Number 2, they're unapproachable. That's not you, though. You're
No,
very
I'm pretty
approachable. You're very
You
approachable.
mean I like what I have to say, but I'm approachable.
But yeah, but I like because you know where you stand with this.
Yes.
I like that. Number 3, playing favorites or treating certain employees different. I think you're good to them. I think all of them around. I think I think
yeah.
that's good. They yell at people. I don't think that's the case. I think you maybe motivate, but
Motivate. I don't say yell. My wife might disagree with me a little bit. Make it a little louder than normal. Emphasize what I'm saying a little more. But yeah, no.
I said. Let's see here. They set unrealistic goals. I don't believe you do that. I think
No,
your
you
goals
gotta be
are
on. You gotta have realistic goals, but
yeah.
you gotta push yourself a little bit at the same
That's
time.
true.
So they may think they're unrealistic, but you gotta push yourself a little.
Yeah, then after you do it, then it feels so good. Like let's
Exactly.
say, like when you set a little bit higher goal for yourself, and you think, oh, I don't know if I can do this. Well, first of all, have faith in yourself that you can do it, and then when you do it, it feels so good. Nothing's more rewarding, right?
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, take a look at what you've done last year and the year before, and if it's like a production thing, and say, add 5 or 10% to make you stretch yourself.
Yeah.
Something that you can accomplish, but not unrealistic. Sometimes I see some managers get really unrealistic.
Right,
but,
right. Number 6, they blame other people when things go wrong, and I don't think that's your case. I know it's not my case. I completely own it.
Mhm.
I could be wrong a lot.
I am wrong a lot.
I stand to be corrected just about all the time. I stand, sit, or whatever to be corrected many times, okay? I will definitely own up that I am wrong, okay? But I will do my best not to be, but I do.
Believe me. Miss and Autumn remind me.
Yeah, I get that too. Number 7, they don't lead by example or have the same standards for themselves. I don't think that's true at all. I think you are completely... these are bad bosses, and
Right.
and I'm just showing that Dennis is actually good, and I think you definitely should lead by example.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I think that's actually more so, how you can hear them, by watching someone, you can get almost a bigger sermon than you can by hearing them just talk about it. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
watching somebody do it and,
Do it.
put their money where their mouth is, follow through with it, that right there,
Right.
you know what I mean, is the, yeah. Let's see here, number 8, they are not organized. I have a terrible
Oh man, that's
Oh,
God.
I'm sorry. It's. I mean, I do my
I'm
best.
disorganized,
You know what I mean?
organized.
You can buy me all the file folders you want. You can buy me all the little gadgets. It's just horribly for me.
Yeah.
I try. You know what I mean? I really do try. It does not come easy for me, and some people are really gifted in that. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Where
yeah.
they're really
And
organized.
they kind of get a little obsessed with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 9, they don't encourage people. I don't feel that's true. I feel like you encourage. I feel like I encourage. I love to encourage people. I think that's lifting someone up. I'd much rather do that.
Oh yeah, and set it. help them set goals and help them, push them to do stuff.
Absolutely. And finding out their talents, because
Absolutely.
everybody's blessed with different talents, you know what I mean? Nobody's the same. And, and finding out what do you bring to the table? What's your talent? You know what I mean? And everybody's got them.
Not everybody's got to have the same talents.
Oh, not at all. No.
I mean, you need to understand, as a boss, you need to understand your weaknesses and your strengths, and you need to have people under you that strengthen your weakness.
Well, at Celebrity Home Loans, all three of you, Camissa, Autumn, and Dennis, all three of you are like different.
We're all different.
And that's good.
And we all share information.
Absolutely.
We all work together, and we got a problem. We talk about it between us and try to help each other find the solution to it.
Yeah. Let's see here. Number 10, they're selfish or take credit for work, and I don't believe that at all. I think I've heard Autumn, I've heard Camissa, I've heard you give credit all the time to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and that's exactly right. And that's another thing, too. I think, when someone does something, shout it down the mountain,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, that they did it, According to the survey, the best traits of a boss can include treating people with respect, which I think that's very much so, yes. Listening to their employees, I think we all do that, and being a team player, which I think that's good. Yeah, so those are just a little bit of information there. All right, let's talk shop. Let's get into it, Dennis. Let's find out what all's going on with Celebrity Home Loans. What's new? I was going to say, what's new, Pussycat? I was going to say.
Well, as everybody knows, interest rates are going up, and they're going up some more.
No.
Oh, man. But I mean, it's nothing we haven't talked about.
Right.
Inflation is the front of the subject anymore. What's going on, what's happening. You and I even talked about it earlier this morning.
Yep.
So we're seeing, in the market, our volume's down, refinances are down because of rates going up. Because you think the last 7-8 years, refinance and get a lower rate because rates are lower. Now, what we look at, other than purchases, and still, it's a good purchase market. It's still a good purchase market. Home prices are going to keep going up. Rates, they're up. Make your payment higher. But at the end of the day, we can always refinance you out of that higher payment when rates come down.
Okay.
But if the house goes up faster than the rates, you don't buy now and you buy later, it's just going to cost you that much more.
Right.
So don't think that.
So there's always so let's say that, we talked about this, but I just kind of want to recap. Okay, so the ideal situation, if the person wants to buy a home, is to bring, and what kind of paperwork would I bring to your office that you need to see how much money I can get on a loan to purchase a home?
All right. So let's just talk about basic loans.
Okay.
So the idea of loaning money is, do you make enough to cover the payments, and what's your willingness to pay it back? We don't want the house. We're not in the business of taking back homes. We don't want the property, your cars, your trucks, nothing. We just we loan you the money so you can go buy it. We didn't sell it to you. Never do. So we're not into that. So basically, we look for W-2s for the last 2 years, and we don't need your full tax returns. We're just after W-2s. We just want to see what you made the last 2 years. What you have made in the past and your job history kind of reflects what the probability is for the next 2 to 3 years. 3 years is the goal. 2 years of the past and the present, then we project that's about what you should do for the next 3 years, unless something happens. Life happens. You're not going to be penalized for that. But what's the likelihood? So if you've had a nice steady job, same place for the last 2.5 years, you're probably going to be there in the next 2.5 years. Now, you may get a promotion, you may change companies, but you're probably going to do the same thing. You're going to make about the same. So that's stable. How stable are you? Now, if you've changed 5 jobs in the last 2 years, that puts a different layer of risk in it. So then we look at other stuff. So
maybe you just have a lot of talent.
Yeah, maybe they have a lot of talent. But and you can change jobs.
Yeah.
You can change jobs. That's okay. Are you in the same field, or did you go from salary to commission? That kind of stuff kind of makes a difference.
Sure.
So we're looking at is going forward. You're going to have steady income like you have in the past. So that's one of the balancing factors. Then the next one is, when we look at those W-2s and we look at your pay stubs, we want 30 days with the pay stubs, most recent. That will give us your year-to-date, so we can average we average over time. and then go forward with that number. Now, if you just had a big raise and we can prove it and it's fixed, it's not going to change, then we can use that. But still, the past kind of shows being stable going forward. So there's a gray area in there. This industry is not real black and white. There's a lot of grays, thousands and thousands of shades of grays, and there's a lot of like, okay, so you've had the job for 2.5 years and you just got a promotion, so that just shows that that gray area, there's been a change, and that's normal. But then that can ask two other questions. And if you change jobs, well, why did you change jobs? Well, hey, I got a raise by doing it, and it's a better company. So, we do a little investigating there. Your W-2s and your pay stubs show you how much you made. So then that's part of understanding how much we can tell you can buy, how much you qualify for. And then I'm real careful about that. So when someone comes in and says, how much can I borrow? Well, you're going to get the question, I really don't know, because I don't know how you live. What's my payment going to be? Can I afford my payment? I don't know if you can afford your payment, because I don't understand. I don't know you well enough to know how much you spend at the coffee shop or at the convenience store every morning. How much how much you go out, how much you spend. So that leads into other questions. Yes, my industry says you can have your house payment and your total debt can be 43% or 45%, depending on the product, of your total income. But that doesn't mean you can afford a house, that you personally would be happy with a house payment that runs you up to that number. So you have to do some soul searching yourself. All right, we can go to 43%. We pulled your credit. So your credit tells us your ability to pay, your willingness to pay. So if you paid your past debt, you're going to bank your forward debt. So that goes into that equation again. And but then at that time, it tells us how much other debt you have. So let's just say that you're going to do a conventional. We're looking at 43% debt to income, total debt. So when we talk total debt, car loans, charge cards, stuff like that. We don't care about utilities, all the other miscellaneous. It's that stuff that's a monthly bill that is fixed to loans. That's what we're going to put. And then we subtract that number off. So we take 43% of your total income before taxes. That's your maximum debt. And then we subtract what you have in other debt. Then that tells us how much your house payment can be. That gives us a number. Then we look at taxes and insurance, add that in. And then basically you go and do the math backwards. It says, okay, at today's rate, house with this much taxes, this much insurance, this is what's left over, so this is what your home purchase price can be. Again, you got to look at how you live. Does 43% work? Does that house payment at 43% it says $1,500 a month? Well, I can't pay $1,500 a month. Well, my numbers say you can. So I can do that and be within guidelines. But if you can't do that and you're not comfortable with it, then that's not what we need to do. You say, I can only do $1,000 a month. So then we go back and calculate it and keep it there. At the end of the day, it's your choice. It's your choice. We're not going to let you get so far out that you're going to mathematically be in trouble to start with.
Right.
So that's why, most of my conversation with them, well, how much can I afford? Well, how much do you want to pay? What are you happy with? What are you comfortable with?
Yeah.
And then I use that as my guideline to go back to those numbers and kind of see where everything falls in. And then the conversation is, here's where your debt is. Here's where your rent is. This payment's going to change from your rent. This is where you're going to be. Are you going to be happy with that? Can you do that?
Right. And also, as far as, yeah, exactly. But also, yeah, on the other end, so let's say that they do take the loan out, and they come with you compromise with a good amount of price, or how much ever the cost is going to be, or what I'm trying to say the payment will be.
Right.
Then, okay, so they buy the house, and maybe the interest rate's not what they want. But again, I just want to remind everybody that you can refinance.
You can always
So
refinance.
if there's a house that you really want, don't miss out on it.
Right, because
That's what I'm saying. I guess that's what I'm trying to say, because
they're going to go up. They're going to still go up.
Yeah, it's nothing.
This is not 2008 repeat.
Mhm.
This is more of a 79, 80, 81 repeat.
Mhm.
I mean, I may get fooled, may be surprised.
And explain, go back to the 79, 81.
So 79, 88, very similar. We had a lot of inflation. Rates were going, everything was going up. And there was a lot of unions, they were striking, pay raises, everybody was just passing the buck, giving raises out, very lucrative for several years. And inflation started running away with itself, and the Fed's done the same thing, only back then they took interest rates to double digits. There was at one time commercial loan for like agricultural, farming, and so forth, interest was 18, 19, 20%.
Oh, wow.
So just imagine borrowing $100,000 and having to pay 20%. That's $20,000 in a year. You know, and those years happen. Some of the house payments got 14, 15, 16%. You know, so it's more going to be that type scenario because we don't have a house shortage like in 2008 we had an excess amount of houses. The late 70s, early 80s, we didn't have an excess. So things can go upside down now, but you're still not going to have an excess amount of houses that's going to be wholesale out. We don't have enough houses, and the builders have backed off already. I've done some research. They've backed off.
And what was the reasoning?
They already got burnt too bad in 2008 and 9. They've already seen the phone calls slow down. They've already seen the walk-in customers wanting to buy. You know, they were backed up for 12, 14, 16, 18 months on new home builds.
Yeah.
So some of them have been canceled. There's less buyers walking in. They're reading the writing on the wall this time.
What about the supply? Like their supplies, are they able to get those? Or
oh yeah, you can get them. I mean, like you and I've talked. You know, I'm in the middle of building my own house. There's no problem getting material. There's no problem. It has changed. It has seriously changed in the last 6 to 8, 10 months. Products out there, you don't have to. There's nothing I have to wait on more than 4 or 5 weeks, versus 3, 4, 5, 6 months a year ago. So that's telling me. The RV world, a friend of mine, I was talking to her the other day. She's in a packing business. They sell packaging. One of the major RV manufacturers products for the RV world, their orders are down 50% for packaging. So yes, and when you look at the RV lots, they're full. A year ago they weren't full. They're full now.
Yeah.
You know, cars still not full, the dealership's still not full. So that world hasn't affected yet. But my old saying is, read the writing on the wall. It's coming. It's already started. It's already started.
So we're in it right now.
We're in it right now. We're just in the beginning phases. You're starting to see it. The strikes now, wanting raises, wanting union in service jobs. Getting a raise there is all you're going to do is cause the cost of food and everything else at your servicing to go up. You're going to get a raise, but it's going to go up.
Yeah.
You didn't win anything. The minimum unemployment going from 775 or whatever it was to 15, and that's even relative over time, because that wasn't immediately 100% that day everybody thought it was, but that's over a couple of years. All it done was cause the cost of everybody that owned the company, their cost to go up. They lost profits, so they had to adjust prices. And now it's adjusted more than the raise you got. So you actually lost money. That's why I keep telling people, go back to school. Get your GED. Go get a little college education. You may not work in the field that you get your extra education, but there's other stuff you learn about getting that extra education to make you a better person in the jobs that you like, or your industry that you get in, and get a promotion for, move up to the bosses, or move up to the specialists, or do a better job of what you're doing so you get a better raise of what you do. Don't cause the industry because you just want to make more because inflation went up and cost of stuff. Do something to make yourself worth more. That's how to gain on it. That's the only way to gain on it.
Right. And some people are taking on like, 2 jobs, so there's nothing, a little side hustle. If you learn something like at a trade school, we love Prosser, we love all that, or, like you said, or, and we just had Education Wednesday, and we had Troy on from the Salem High School, and talking about all the different avenues. You've got so many different avenues out there, and now a lot of your businesses that even offer going back to school. They'll pay for it. That's such a blessing. Salem Crossing in Meadowview, you can actually have a career as an RN or LP, and they'll pay for this.
Exactly.
While you're working, so you're getting a paycheck,
Plus
and then they're sending you to school.
Yeah.
So it's a win-win. That's gold.
It is, and they can't take that away from you.
No,
nobody can take that education away from you.
No. And those are things that you can go anywhere, and use those. So I think I think those are things that we really need to utilize and take advantage of and use them. Yeah, they're there.
It's there. Yeah.
It's really interesting, I guess, to kind of get the information, and I just want everyone to understand that, like right now, because a lot of people, on our conversation here might wonder, well, I don't want to do this with this interest rates, but always you can refinance, you can change it if you find that. But I also don't want to miss if there's a home that you really want, you've always wanted, and it's for sale, and the timing's right, then don't miss out on that opportunity.
Well, exactly. So we don't know where this interest is going to stop. We don't know. Right now, we're in the strong sixes.
But it did go down just a little bit. Remember, there was like a week or two, wasn't it? Remember, like, what happened?
It turned around and went the other way.
I know.
It was there for about 2-3 days.
Yeah, it's like,
it was there for about 2 or 3 days, and now the stock market, it's the stock market. Mm-hmm. Plain and simple, it's the stock market, mortgage-backed securities. It's as fickle as any part going, so you don't know. But what I do know, or what I understand, and what I hear. Mm-hmm. So with inflation, the Feds are going to push the overnight rates up that they loan the banks. They don't control the mortgage rates.
Right.
They don't, but it's everything around it that affects mortgage rates. So as the stock market goes up, rates are going to go up because they're going to have loans to sell, and in order to take money out of the stock market to get the investors buying the mortgage-backed securities, there's got to be more profit in it. So that's going to drive the rates up. So let's just say today. So you grumble, oh man, it's 6.5. I could have got 3.5 2 years ago. Well, forget about the past. That's gone. You can't go back to that. We can't back up time. But if you don't, a year from now, it may be 10%. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So 7% is better than 10%.
Right.
6.5, 7. And that house that you're wanting to buy that's $250 a year from now may be $270. So you add the extra cost of the home plus the interest rate, you're going to be buying a whole lot less house for the same dollar amount.
Ooh, so that's a good way to look at it. Yeah,
that's how you've got to look at it. Now, 3 years from now, you get it bought and you're paying 6.5, 7%, and you got this house. 3 years from now, this $250 may be pushing close to $300 because remember, we don't have houses. There's no houses, nice houses. Mm-hmm. There's junk out there. So
wait, what? You mean
the houses out there have been available. They're not much. A lot of them need tore down. A lot of them need remodeled. Like you can buy one pretty reasonable, but you don't have to put a lot of money in. You're going to put $100,000 in it. Okay. The average person can't do that. They don't have the talents. They don't have the money to do that.
Right.
But the nice homes are going to keep going up because people still going to buy.
Right, sure.
People live in double, 2 families in. Kids are graduating from college. They're getting getting degrees. They're getting nice jobs. They're making money. They want to move out on their own. They're getting married. There's always going to be demand for an X amount of houses. Mm-hmm. And right now we don't have enough houses for that X. So that's going to keep pushing that price up. So that means for the same dollar amount, you're going to buy less house.
Okay.
You're not going to buy as nice of a house. Interest rates goes up. The payment you qualify for today is going to stay the same today to tomorrow or next year, unless you go improve your situation to where you make more money. Mm-hmm. Because all that stuff's going to go up.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Now, 5 years from now, this thing gets over with. It's inflation. The economy settles down. Rates may go 10, 12, 14%. Then the rates will go back down. And when the rates go down, that's when you jump on the bandwagon, refinance. You got some equity, get rid of mortgage insurance, there's a lot of people in the last year that they bought their houses 4, 5, 6 years ago. They went up in value. They had a small down payment. Now they're worth enough that we can drop the mortgage insurance. So we'd refinance them this last 2 years. Refinance them because equity was up and get rid of mortgage insurance, save them some money. With the rates going up, that's kind of fell off for the time being because interest made up for the difference of it.
Mm-hmm.
So when you think about what should I buy now or should I hold off later, I don't ever recommend holding off. Your rates are going to go up. Yeah, the rates are up. The price of the house is going to keep going up. If you're renting, the cost of rent is going to keep going up, and you don't know you're making somebody else more money.
Mm. Yeah,
they're renting to you, so they're making off the money they got borrowed. They're making interest off of it. The home value is going up that they're renting to you, so they're making money off of that, and you're paying the taxes, you're paying the insurance, and you're paying the higher taxes because it's an investment property.
Yeah. So
you ought to be buying. That's the only thing I've bought in my lifetime that has steadily went up. And I bought a house, and the one before this last one, dry throat here this morning. I bought it in 2002. Paid a pretty good price for it because I wanted it.
Right.
And I could have bought it for a little less, but I didn't. I wanted it. I liked it, so I was willing to pay the price. And house prices weren't going up much at the time, a little bit, a couple percent. And then 2007, 2008 come along and crashed. I owed more on it than it was worth. All right, I'm okay. Mm-hmm. It will recoup. It will recover.
Right.
And I sold it at 19 for a nice profit. For double what I give for it. Mm-hmm. Almost double.
Oh,
I
wow.
mean, just with a few.
Yeah.
So, on the long haul,
yeah.
I done fine.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't panic like all the rest of them. Well, I'm going to walk away from it because I owe more on it than it's worth. It's like, you got to write it out. You got to write it out.
Yeah.
You know. Like I said, I don't see that happening to that extreme anymore. Mm-hmm. It may soften off a little bit, but, you still need to be buying.
Right. Well, and then when you look at purchasing a home, like you said, there's two different kinds of homes, or maybe more than two, but at least like the ones that are ready to move in.
Right.
Or those that you're going to buy, but you're going to do a fixer-upper.
Right.
And so you need to take that into account. Are you, like you said, do you have the talents to fix it up, or do you not have? You know what I mean?
Right.
Because is it going to cost more to do that? If you have to outsource it, or do you want to buy them already ready to go?
But and in our world, we look at it: are they clean, healthy, and safe?
Yeah.
They got to be clean, healthy, and safe.
Yeah.
You don't want them with the foundations falling down in them. You don't want them with the windows busted out of them. The floors heaving up.
Right.
I get a lot of that. People get thinking, well, my rents went up, so I need to buy a house, and they come in and buy this little ramsack, and they barely get by as it is, and that doesn't make sense because if you're barely getting by, and you're only buying because your rent went up, and you're trying to find this $75,000, $80,000 house with this low payment that's a dump, that's not helping you at all. Mm-hmm. In fact, we won't even loan to you because you're not going to be able to fix it. Mm-hmm. You're not going to qualify for it. And the loans that you qualify is not going to let you have it either.
Right.
So, I mean, there's got to be, you got to stop and think about what you're doing sometimes. And a lot of those we found out they could afford a little bit more, and we've been able to steer them over to get them in a nice home that's done. But you're not going to see people building a new house for $100,000. You just can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
It's not there.
Yeah. Well, by the time you do, all of the
materials. Alone.
Yeah. All right. So, what about like if someone buys a piece of land? Okay, and they have the land, and now I've heard is this rumor or is this truth or I guess fact or crap, I guess, or whatever. If they are buying the land and they're and they're making payments on their land,
right,
that it's harder to get a loan to build a house on that because they don't actually own the land yet. Is that correct, or how is that? Is it a little more trickier to get that?
No.
Okay.
No, it's really not. I understand why they're saying that. The problem is the guidelines for doing that is totally different than the guidelines for buying a home that's already done. So a home that's already done, you know, I've got 100% loan options. You don't have to have any money to buy. You need to have about $1,000 to pay for the appraisal and some of the basic stuff. Get it going. When you're talking new construction, you're talking land. So you can lose the land for your down payment, but in a new construction loan, you can get by with 3.5% down on an FHA new construction loan. It's a one-time close, what we call it. But the cost of doing that loan and paying, because you got to prepay interest, you got to prepay to lock your rate in for the long-term haul and all, can be anywhere from $14,000 to $20,000 that you add to the cost of the home. I don't like them because of that, because they've got into that. But then you got to find a builder that's willing to go through all the requirements for draws and inspections. I mean, it's a hassle for them.
Okay, maybe that's
And they don't want to do it. They want you to go to your local bank and get a construction loan. Well, your local bank, since there's no mortgage, there's nothing to insure that loan. Why are they going to loan you 100% or 96.5% on a new construction, and we don't know what the future brings in the next 12 months to get that house built? So they don't want to. They want you to have that lot paid for. So if you give $35,000, $40,000 for that lot, they want it free and clear. That's their security. That's your investment saying, we're okay in the long run. That way, if anything happens and the bank gets it back, there's a safety cushion already paid off that'll help pay for the attorney fees and all that, and they can kind of break even. They're not in the business to lose money.
Right.
They're in the business to make money. It's your money that's in the bank that they're loaning out. Mm-hmm. So you don't want to get them in that situation. So that's why people say, well, it's harder to do. Well, it's because they bought the lot and they've made that. They went to the bank, and on a $30,000 lot, they may have paid $5,000 or $6,000 down on it, and they're making payments, and they're wanting to use that, and then build a home on it. Well, you don't have your 20% of your total cost. You need the lot paid for. So if you're going to build a $300,000 house, you need to have $60,000 invested in it already in your own money. And not many people have that. Mm-hmm. Not the average.
No.
I mean, there's a lot of people who have it. There's a lot of people, and they build homes up. People look at, well, how do they do this? Well, it's because they put a lot of cash down. So you can do it. It's just the terms and conditions are different. Mm-hmm. And cash is king. Cash is king.
Would it be better then for someone to
buy a built house?
Huh?
Plain and simple, buy a built house.
Let's just cut to the chase. Let's make it easy. Buy a build house. Okay, but let's say that they come and to get a loan, and they want the loan under the loan heading, or under the loan they want to buy the land and build the house. Is that doable, or is that
one-time close? It's doable.
It's doable,
but there's not many people do it.
Okay.
And there's very few builders that want to deal with them. It's a bigger problem getting builders to deal with them. We used to do a lot of them. Used to do a lot of them with the manufactured home, your Claytons and all that kind of stuff. But I've even quit doing them because they're so expensive and so much of a hassle to go through. Those are tough loans to do and take a lot of requirement, a lot of appraisals, detail. The builder's got to have a detail. He's got to have a spreadsheet of what it's going to cost to build this and what he's charging for all this stuff, and break it all down. And they don't want to do it. They like to write a simple contract. We're going to build this house for $300,000. We want $300,000.
Right.
And we want 1/3 to 1/3 and 1/3. Well, the lender's not going to give you 1/3, 1/3, and 1/3 until it's done. Mm-hmm. If you want 1/3, 1/3, and 1/3, you got to do that 1/3 first. But the builder wants the 1/3 up front, so he can do it.
Yeah.
So it's just, it makes it a nightmare in that world. And I just got tired of dealing with them, so we quit doing them. Mm-hmm. Just because the builders, and then the time frame got so strung out over 12 months because they're like a 9-month loan. They're not a 16, 18-month loan.
Oh, wow.
And builders got so strung out.
A 9-month? Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You can build a house in 9 months. you know as well as I'm building one myself.
I
Right
know.
And you see how fast I'm going up with it.
Which I do want to report. I want to, because remember we're supposed to every Thursday give a report
Yeah,
on the.
I wasn't here last week. Yeah.
No, so we need 2 weeks. We're 2 weeks behind on our report. So
So
where are we at now?
all right, week 1 got the ground stripped off, got the foundation dug out, got all that stuff ready, got the driveway dug out and all. Week 2 got the footers poured. Week 3 we got all the block up. Now we got the floor joists in it. So today they're putting the plywood on the floor joist, so my deck will be down, and tomorrow we'll start putting walls up.
Already start, and that's called. Hang on, listen. This is going to knock your socks off. But I know this. Framing it.
Framing it. You got it, girl.
Yay!
Frame it. Yes.
Never build a house. Never. I don't even. I'm living through what you're doing. I'm finding out. So this is so cool. So what were any hiccups, or what was anything? Give us any things that, like, because there has to be things that, like, you planned on that didn't go completely right at this point.
You want me to tell on myself?
Yeah, I just want to know. I think it's interesting. Yeah, it's very interesting. Because I don't think, okay, if you watch the home improvement shows, right? There's never any trouble.
There's never any trouble.
Never any trouble.
They never do anything.
Well, and I always, I told my husband, Chip never tells Joanne no.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
I mean, come on. You know what I mean?
All right. So
let's hear this is what we really want to hear.
This is what you really want to hear.
Yeah.
All right, I'll tell them myself.
Get down and dirty here.
So when the wife and I started looking at plans and so forth, so we picked out the floor plan we wanted. It was a basic square house, and then added my garage on and how we're going to lay it and all this. And it's like, all right, so you're looking at the drawings and you're trying to figure out what kind of front porch you want to put on, and did all that. Where's how wide is it going to be? How's it going to line up with the windows? How's it going to line up with the door? All that kind of stuff. And then when I went to the back, I want a technically everybody knows it's a screen-in porch. It's just really going to be a back room that hangs off the back of the house. It's going to have big sliding windows in it, so I can enjoy my back porch summer or winter.
Love that.
And it's going to have a regular floor in it, like the house, and a crawl space to make it work. Well, when I drew it on the drawing and set it all up, I made one mistake, and when I wrote the dimensions off the end of the house to where the footers go for that, I wrote the dimensions from the left side of the house instead of the right side of the house down on the left side for the right side. So we got them all dug out, got them poured, and I dug them.
There you go.
I poured them.
Okay.
So I had some help with it, but I take the blame. So my mason, we had a surveyor come out. We done what was called pin the corners on the main part of the house.
Uh-huh.
And that's so makes it easy to get the house squared and get it light up. So that was set. My mason's out there. He's got the block about half up. And I'm looking at it and I'm going, something doesn't look right. What is it? So I go back, I pull the drawings out, and I'm rerunning the numbers. And I go, I realized I poured the footers 3 foot off.
No.
For the back room. Yeah. Because we made it off the wrong end of the house to pour the footers.
Oh,
Dig the footers. So, yeah, that was my little boo-boo so far. I've got them redug and they're ready to be poured as soon as we pour the garage floor. But, yeah, things do happen. That was...
Yeah.
That's a $400 or $500 boo-boo right there. I hear about it.
Oh, yeah. Well, boo-boos do happen. Sure.
They do happen. Everything else is just kind of a tweak here, tweak there, but that was a pretty good boo-boo.
Exciting. Well, our time's getting close to the end, but I'm so glad you gave us the house report. I feel like we're building Dennis's house week by week, finding out. It's fun to hear. You know what I mean? I really, and I mean this, we never say never, and you never know, but I don't ever have a desire to build, but I like to hear what's happening, and it's amazing what all goes into it, for sure.
And it's very stressful. They are very stressful. Everybody I know, everybody keeps saying, well, we're going to see if you guys are still married when you get done with this. And yeah.
That's right. Well, I think you guys got this.
We got it. We got it.
You got it. You got it. All right, let's thank our sponsors.
All right, Coffee Cup sponsors, Metal View Healthcare, Walmart, Salem Crossing, Hoosier Uplands, Mindy Gunn, Dr. Black's Eye Associates, Fox Burley Wealth Management, and of course, Celebrity Home Loans. CelebrityHomeLoans.com. You can go to the NMLSConsumerAccess.org website and look up our number is 227-765. We're an equal housing lender. Our office here in Salem is on the square on the north side. Our office hours are normally 9 to 5. If you need to meet us before hours or after hours, give us a call. We'll schedule it. Monday through Friday. The office number is 812-883-0670.
All right, everyone. And Dennis Baxter, go see Celebrity Home Loans. Autumn and Camissa, you guys are fantastic. Keep up the good work. Thanks for hanging out with me this morning.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Indiana. All activities suspended for a fraternity at Indiana University. The IU chapter of Sigma Phi Epsilon in Bloomington has been placed on cease and desist. Alcohol violations among the reasons why. Ron Capps won the funny car division of the U.S. Nationals at IRP Monday. Antron Brown of Pittsburgh was the winner in Top Fuel. You're listening to Network Indiana.
I was struggling to maintain contact with the professional world.
Dr. Ferner of Indianapolis talks about why he got the new Captel caption phone from Relay Indiana.
When I got the Captel phone, it turned it around.
Go to RelayIndiana.com. That's RelayIndiana.com. And read up on the Captel caption phone.
People that I talk with do not necessarily know that I have this Captel service. It's a piece of cake.
Go to RelayIndiana.com to learn more.
BSN Sports is celebrating its 50th anniversary. Nothing more important to BSN than focusing on serving schools' needs. That's why BSN Sports and its partners, Nike and Under Armour, gave away more than $1 million last year to Indiana partner schools. Their local sales pros remove the hassles related to purchasing uniforms, equipment, spirit wear, and anything else your program needs. BSN can also help your business upgrade their look. Follow BSN on Twitter at BSN_Sports_Indy. BSN Sports at the heart of the game.
Yeehaw! Come on out to the Camelsburg Festival on September the 9th, 10th, and 11th for lots of family fun, music, and food. Friday opens with yard sales all morning and afternoon, followed by a pet contest at 5:30. The Miss Country Girl pageant at 6:15. 50s and 60s music from the Checkmates close out the evening beginning at 7 p.m. Saturday opens up with Relay for Life 5K and FFA breakfast at 8 a.m. 3-on-3 basketball tournament at 9. Silly Safari at 11 a.m. and lots of good music with Lethargic at 7 and Thunder Chicken with blues and 60s music. Sunday will feature a retelling of Camelsburg history, gospel music, and military salute. Mark your calendars for September the 9th, 10th, and 11th. Remember when you had your birthday party at McDonald's, playing with your family and friends? Enjoying cake and that one-of-a-kind McDonald's food and drink? If you're looking for a fun and safe place to have a party for your children or grandchildren, look no further. Party time is back at McDonald's right here in Salem, Mitchell, and West Baden. That's right, hosted birthday parties are back, baby. Call event coordinator Renee Lewis at 812-788-0126 to schedule your birthday for Salem, Mitchell, or West Baden today. The party includes food and drink for up to 10 guests with your choice of white or chocolate cake, ice cream for each child, a gift for the birthday boy or girl, goodie bags for each child, and a festive decorated party area. Parties at Salem allow children to play, while the McDonald's in Mitchell and West Baden will feature age-appropriate games. Let McDonald's make your child's next birthday party stress-free for you and fun for them. Call Renee at 812-788-0126 today and get your next party on the schedule at McDonald's.
Hello, folks. So you need some new appliances for your home. Have you heard about Billy Martin Store in Martinsburg? Maybe you've heard about us from a family member, friend, or neighbor, and we're very grateful to these fine folks. Janice and I spend each day trying to make our customers number one in both sales and service to the best of our ability. We carry a full line of GE Hot Point Speed Queen appliances, and as a GE Showcase dealer, we can offer you low prices, cash rebates in 6 months.
Pencil-pushing, bean-counting, research-loving program directors and radio consultant gurus. Welcome to the Rick and Bubba Experience.
It is 6 minutes past the hour, the Rick and Bubba Show. Thank you for being with us from the No Name Studio, living on the bleeding edge of technology. And we are thankful that you are here with us for another hour. Speedy reported earlier, no new update, but apparently Queen Elizabeth, her health is failing, 96 years old, and the doctors have called family to the bedside, concerned about the state of her health. So if anything new happens on that, we'll let you know. Speedy, the real Greg Burgess, Helmsy, Eddie Van Adler, all here for another hour, and welcome back, Bill Bubba Bussey.
Rick, glad to be here, and thank all of you for joining us here at the Rick and Bubba party.
Bubba, did you know, and I know you've been waiting on this, the Obama's presidential portrait is finished. And there's a ceremony to put it up in the White House. If you wanted to have some fun, we didn't get this one last week, or maybe it was earlier this week. But, Karine Jean-Pierre was asked, would there be a ceremony when Trump's was finished? Which I'll give, had to be Ducey or somebody.
That's a good one, by the way.
Yeah, and she said, well, I'm not really in charge of that. You have to ask the Historical Society or whatever department that is.
Yeah.
Now, she'd already told us about the Obama celebration.
Right.
She didn't need to go anybody about that. But when it came time for Trump's portrait, they were wondering what kind of ceremony they would be if it gets finished during the Biden years. And she said, well, that's not really my department. But anyway, here is, and this is, I know this term is, because let me tell you something about our society. If we get a new term going, we cannot use it enough.
Wear it out.
We will wear it out.
We do it too.
And the new one is gaslighting.
Yes.
Gaslight. They gaslighting. They're trying to gaslight us, and they gaslight us. I'm going to act like I'm the first person to ever use gaslight. They're gaslighting us. Well, what this means is that we gradually try to get you accustomed to something that's not really happening, and you start believing it. And I'm going to tell you, if you love the word gaslighting,
you're in luck.
What the Democrats are doing to try to make us believe that Biden's doing a good job is hilarious. I mean, this has gotten to be comical. So here is former President Barack Obama, while we're getting he and the First Lady's portraits up in the White House. Here's his comment about the state of our country.
All did together to expand health care, to fight climate change, to advance social justice, and to promote economic fairness. Thanks to your decency and thanks to your strength. Maybe most of all, thanks to your faith in our democracy and the American people. The country's better off than when you took office, and we should all be deeply grateful for that. So thank you so much.
Wow.
Now what's he talking about? The country's better off since he took office.
Correct. Good. That's what was said, just so you know.
I think he's thanking him. This is his way of thanking him for building up his legacy.
What did I do with
Because what he's doing makes Obama look awesome.
Sure.
Or did he slip and hit his head on the way in?
He did look a little older. I mean, I know he is, but he looks like, wow.
Yeah.
Now, that job will age you, buddy.
It will. Yeah. So will this one.
Did y'all hear what? Did you hear what he said?
Look,
he said we should be grateful at the state of the country since Biden took over, and he listed why he thinks we're better off because of the great resolve and the faith in democracy. And
oh my gosh! Look, I'm not saying you have to be a Trump supporter. I got that.
No.
But I'm going to tell you, if you keep voting for these people in this party, you get what you deserve. You get what you deserve.
Well,
they are crazier than an outhouse rat.
Right. How do you really feel about it?
I don't know how anybody can stand up there and have that next to their name. Really, we're not just being in shame and embarrassment.
But that flipped the switch.
Got him. Sure
that
did.
flipped it.
But see,
hey, you're not going to gaslight this guy.
But don't you think most of the diehard left, they're not really voting for what they believe in. They're voting against Trump. Because they don't have a belief system.
No,
they don't, because they
win.
can't promote what they've done because they have nothing.
I'm going to disagree with you on that, even though there's some of that.